who'd arrived in America with just $100 in his pocket and couldn't speak a word of English. Today, he's known as the dog whisperer to millions worldwide, but in 2010, he lost everything that mattered to him. His beloved dog Daddy died, his wife of 16 years filed for divorce, and he attempted suicide. This is the untold story of Cesar Millan, the man who can tame the most aggressive dogs on the planet, but had to learn how to heal himself. Cesar Millan's story begins in the rural landscapes of Culiacán, Mexico, where as a young boy he discovered his innate connection with animals on his grandfather's farm. The locals didn't miss his exceptional way with canines, soon nicknaming him El Perrero, the dog herder. What nobody could have predicted was how this farm boy's natural gift would one day make him a household name across the globe. At 21, Cesar made the life-altering decision to leave everything behind and cross the border into the United States. With barely any money and unable to speak English, he faced the harsh realities of immigrant life, sleeping under freeway overpasses and working odd jobs just to survive. But even during these darkest moments, dogs remained his constant companions and source of clarity. While other immigrants were chasing conventional American dreams, Cesar had a different vision: to become the world's best dog trainer. The journey from homeless immigrant to celebrity dog behaviorist wasn't a straight line. Cesar's first job in America was washing cars at a grooming salon, where he quickly gained attention for his unusual ability to calm aggressive dogs. Word spread about the Mexican immigrant who could handle the dogs no one else wanted to touch. He began walking dogs in the wealthiest neighborhoods of Los Angeles, often handling up to 30 dogs at once, all off-leash and perfectly behaved. People would stop their cars to witness this remarkable sight. His reputation grew steadily, attracting high-profile clients including Hollywood celebrities. In 2002, he founded the Dog Psychology Center, a sprawling facility dedicated to rehabilitating troubled dogs. But the pivotal moment in Cesar's career came in 2004, when National Geographic took a chance on an unusual concept: a reality show featuring a Mexican immigrant helping Americans control their unruly pets. Dog Whisperer with Cesar Millan became an unexpected hit, airing for 8 seasons across 80 countries and transforming Cesar into a global phenomenon. What sets Cesar's approach apart is his philosophy that most dog problems stem from human behavior. His famous mantra, "I rehabilitate dogs, I train people," emphasizes that without proper human leadership, dogs develop anxiety and behavioral issues. Cesar's method, focusing on exercise, discipline, and affection, in that specific order, challenged conventional dog training wisdom that relied heavily on treat rewards and verbal commands. Instead, he taught owners to establish themselves as calm, assertive pack leaders through energy and body language. Behind the celebrity status and successful career, Cesar's personal life was facing its own storms. By 2010, at the peak of his fame, tragedy struck in devastating succession. His pit bull Daddy, whom Cesar described as his anchor and who had featured prominently in his show, died of cancer. Shortly after, his wife of 16 years, Illusion, filed for divorce. The combined loss sent Cesar spiraling into depression. In May 2010, he attempted suicide by overdosing on pills, a shocking revelation he later shared publicly. "I felt like I had lost everything," Cesar has admitted in interviews. "My wife was my everything. Daddy was my everything. My sons were distancing from me. I was at the peak of my career. Everyone was saying how great I was, but I wasn't feeling great." This profound disconnect between his public success and private despair forced Cesar to confront his own emotional health. The man famous for restoring balance to others found himself desperately out of balance. The journey back from this breaking point became perhaps the most important rehabilitation of Cesar's life. He threw himself into understanding human psychology with the same intensity he'd applied to dogs. Through therapy, exercise, and meditation, he gradually rebuilt himself. "I had spent decades helping people understand dog psychology," Cesar explains, "but I hadn't paid enough attention to human psychology, especially my own." This period of reflection transformed not just his personal outlook but his entire approach to his work. Emerging from this personal crisis, Cesar expanded his mission beyond just dog training. His newer shows like Cesar 999 and Better Human, Better Dog reflect this evolution, focusing more holistically on the relationship between humans and animals. The dogs have always been the easy part, Cesar now says. It's the humans who need the most work. Dogs live in the moment. They don't carry emotional baggage unless we teach them to. This insight has deepened his approach, incorporating more emphasis on the emotional well-being of pet owners alongside their dogs. Despite his comeback and continued success, Cesar hasn't been without critics. Some animal behaviorists and trainers have questioned his methods, particularly his emphasis on dominance theory and pack leadership. Controversies have occasionally erupted, such as a 2016 incident where his pit bull allegedly attacked a visitor and a gymnast during a training session at his center. Yet these challenges haven't diminished his global influence or the loyalty of his followers, who have witnessed transformations in their own dogs through his techniques. In recent years, Cesar has continued to evolve his brand and mission. March 2025 saw the launch of his new product line, Trust, Respect, Love by Cesar Millan, showcasing his ongoing commitment to improving canine-human relationships. His rehabilitation centers have expanded to include programs that help both dogs and humans heal together, including special initiatives for veterans and children with special needs. The core of his work remains unchanged, fostering leadership, discipline, and love to restore balance. What many don't realize is how Cesar's immigrant experience shapes his understanding of dogs. As an illegal immigrant, I learned to read nonverbal cues to survive, he explains. I had to understand what Americans were saying without knowing their language. Dogs communicate the same way. They read energy and body language, not words. This insight forms the foundation of his approach, that communication with dogs happens primarily through energy and intention, not vocabulary or tricks. Today at 55, Cesar Millan represents much more than dog training techniques. He embodies the immigrant's success story, the mental health recovery journey, and the ongoing quest to bridge the communication gap between humans and animals. His global community spans millions of followers across social media platforms, where he continues to share insights, success stories, and training tips. Despite occasional rumors and controversies, including recent unfounded claims about legal troubles, Cesar maintains his focus on his mission rather than engaging in public disputes. Perhaps most remarkably, Cesar's philosophy has applications far beyond dog ownership. His emphasis on projecting calm, assertive energy has helped people navigate human relationships, workplace dynamics, and personal challenges. Former clients often report that the skills they learned for handling their dogs transformed their approach to human interactions as well. This broader impact suggests that Cesar's true gift may be in helping people understand themselves through the mirror of their relationships with animals. The power of Cesar's approach lies in its simplicity. At its core is the recognition that dogs respond to energy first, intention second, and commands last. This hierarchy challenges owners to examine their own emotional states before attempting to correct their dog's behavior. You cannot control the outside if you cannot control the inside, Cesar often reminds his clients. This principle has proven transformative not just for problematic pets, but for their owners as well, creating a ripple effect that extends to all areas of life. The greatest lesson dogs have taught me is presence, Cesar reflects. They don't worry about tomorrow or regret yesterday. They live fully in each moment. This is what I try to help people understand, that balance comes from being present, from addressing problems when they arise rather than carrying them forward. In a world increasingly disconnected from nature and overwhelmed by technology, this message resonates far beyond dog training. As the sun sets at Cesar's sprawling ranch, where once aggressive dogs now play peacefully together, the contrast to his humble beginnings couldn't be more striking. From sleeping under freeways to helping millions of dogs and owners worldwide, his journey embodies the power of intuition, resilience, and connection. I didn't come to America to be famous, he says with characteristic humility. I came because I believed dogs here needed help, and I felt called to provide it. We can learn so much from our dogs if we're willing to listen. They teach us about loyalty, forgiveness, and living in the moment, but most importantly, they show us who we really are, not who we pretend to be. My mission has never just been about fixing dog problems. It's about helping humans recognize that the energy we put out shapes the world around us. Whether with dogs or people, the principle is the same: trust, respect, and love, always in that order. So as you go forward from this video, I challenge you to examine the energy you're projecting into the world. Are you calm and assertive, or anxious and uncertain? Because whatever you're feeling inside, I promise you, your dog already knows. And if you can change your energy, you can change your life. That's not just dog psychology, that's wisdom for being a better human.